Dave, you got out to a lead, 3-0, and then 4, but you didn't really give up a lot. I know you wanted to improve your team's 5-on-5 play defensively. Can you talk about playing with the lead and not getting loose?
Yeah, we were much better tonight than we were the other night. Turned over a few pucks in the third, but for the most part, we were pretty solid, and that's what we were looking for from our group tonight. Like we knew we were playing against a desperate team. We got to play a strong defending game, and for the first two periods, we were pretty solid. Our penalty kill really was strong tonight too, which was a good sign.
And Cahoon got going on the weekend, and then tonight, Jesse Puljujarvi gets his first 2 goals. The first one a really nice one, then a deflection. He's worked really hard, really hasn't got any puck luck, maybe if you want to use that term, or finish around. But how big do you think those 2 goals are for him? He had a pretty big smile and two-handed celebration coming to the bench.
You know what? I've been talking to him quite a bit. He's such a good kid, and he says it doesn't bother him, but it's great to see him get on the board. And he's one of our top guys, being around not just chances himself, but helping create chances for other people. So you'd like to see him get rewarded for that work, and tonight he got rewarded for it. I mean, his first goal was a real nice goal, great second effort, and so it's anybody. If you feel like you're not scoring, there's that extra little bit of pressure you're putting on yourself, and it's good to see that he got a couple. He's got a big smile on his face, and hopefully that pushes him along now.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
I got to ask you about Evan Bouchard. He hasn't played in a game in the NHL in 2.5 years. How you thought he was tonight?
Really solid, really solid. That's a tough thing for you to jump into a game like that, and every game these points are critical for us. So jump in, and I think he got 17 or 18, 19 minutes, something like that. But I was really pleased with this game. He just smart and got an assist on a good shot from the point, and just jumped in and didn't look out of place at all. So that's a real good sign for a young player.
Is that what you like about him? I mean, a lot of young players are kind of running all over the ice trying to make an impression, where he tends to play what looks like a quieter game, except when he's got the puck on his stick, and it's usually getting to the net.
I would say a little controlled, not quiet, controlled game where he's he doesn't spend any extra energy when he doesn't need to, but he's very smart. He's in position a lot of times, so he's a young player that's going to continue to grow. He's going to be a real good NHL player. It's a bit of a weird year for him with no training or no exhibition games, and just the whole way of the world with him playing over in Europe and then coming back. So he'll slowly get up and going here, and he had a great start tonight. So it's all up from here.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
David, it seems like you put a lot of work in changing some things, physically, and I'm not sure if you would agree, but he looks like he's got some extra pop in his step and is getting around in a different way. How much do you notice that from maybe what you saw of him before and even on game tape a few years ago?
You know what he's done? He's matured. He's gone from a junior player to a man, playing in a men's game. And it's maturity, mental maturity, and recognizing how hard you have to work in the pro game, to physical maturity of his body, the workouts and the conditions he's in. He can jump in the game and not feel like he's behind. So he's just a top prospect that's continuing to mature, and he's going to become a real good player.
You mentioned before, and I bet there's some internal numbers that you have, but just on Puljujarvi and what he was generating for you, even though the offense wasn't coming, can you shine a little bit more of a light on what your numbers were telling you about his game and why you believe this was coming?
Well, he was just around a lot of chances, creating a lot of chances, and probably more helping create chances than he was actually getting, but it's the work he puts in. It's a little bit like Yamamoto, where he creates a lot of chances just by the work, hounding pucks and creating loose pucks and keeping pucks alive that create chances eventually. So he's around a lot of those chances, and it's great to see him get rewarded tonight, finish on a couple of them.
Tony Brar, Oilers TV.
Dave, again on Jesse Puljujarvi, do you feel like his sense of comfort as his relationship develops with the club has been continuously progressing as the season has gone on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I don't know what happened in the past, but he came in, he had a great attitude, and I know a lot of the players had reached out to him this summer after he signed, and so he's come in, and it's been seamless. He's a big guy, likes to have fun, he's smiling all the time, he's fit in very well in the dressing room, so, I've just seen a good player that's come in, and he's enjoying playing and enjoying his teammates, so, that's all I can tell you. That's what I've seen, and that's it's been a good fit for him.
You get 23 saves from Mikko Koskinen. How important was it for him to get Sunday off so he was rejuvenated tonight?
Well, it was we needed to get him a day off. Playing 10 in a row or whatever it was. That's not ideal, but that's the situation we were in with the injury to Schmitty. So, Schmitty's a week or so away from back playing, so now we got Koski a little rest, and we've got a 3-day break here that he'll get a little more rest, so it's hopefully we'll get back into a rhythm with both our guys.
Rob Chichkowski, Post Media.
Dave, when you guys got off to that 3-6 start, there was concern on a lot of different fronts. Can you maybe discuss the importance of getting things turned around in these last 3 games and getting back to 500 heading into the break?
Well, we come home for the homestand, and we kind of had that goal in mind that we have to get there. But that being said, there were some things we were doing, even when we were losing some games. So there's some things we were doing that we liked on our team, but then we were just we were making a mistake at the wrong time or taking a penalty at the wrong time that was kind of putting us behind the 8 ball. So there were some learning experiences we had to go through, but I don't mind our game moving forward here. Like the game last night, or the first game against Ottawa was kind of a sloppy game, but the game tonight was much better, and we got to continue to get better. It's still, we're 12 games in or whatever. It's a short season, but you got to continue to get better if you're going to compete for a playoff spot, and that's where I feel like we've taken some steps from where we were, but there's more steps to take. So this will be a real challenge, this road trip coming up, and hopefully we're up to that challenge.
Do you have to temper the excitement a little bit over the last couple of games because you're playing against a struggling team, or maybe the fact that you got to turn around against Toronto first kind of validate where you're at right now?
You know what? We don't talk so much about the other team. Everything we address is about what our team is doing, and it doesn't matter who you play. Every team's a good team. Any team can beat you, and you can beat any team, but it's how we play, and we want to continue to build our game. So whether you're playing a top team or a team lower in the standings, it's you got to compete. You got to do the same things that'll give yourself a chance to win. So those are the things that we've been really pounding on here, and we're going to have to continue to pound on them because there's still more growth in our game that we have to find if we're going to be a playoff team.
Final 2 here, Jason Gregor, then Jim Matheson.
Dave, 2 quick ones. A, did you guys check at all the Gaetan Haas goal? Because it looked like it went in before the buzzer sounded.
Gaetan Haas goal.
Right at the end of the game.
No, I didn't even check it.
Okay. And then secondly, I know Russell and Jones can play the right side, no problem. With Evan Bouchard, when Ethan Bear comes back, you have 4 right shots. Mm-hmm. Are any of them comfortable playing the left side?
None of them have played over there, but we'll see how that goes.
Last question, Jim Matheson.
Couple of things, Dave. It's nice to have a post-game press conference where we're not talking about McDavid and Draisaitl.
Well, I don't mind talking about anybody. When those guys, have nights like they did the other night, they should be talked about. So it's, it's tonight was more a good team win. We did a lot of things that on the positive side is from a team aspect. We had a couple of young players, and Jesse and Bouchard were contributors in the game. So that's you're probably right. It is probably nice to talk about other guys.
And one last thing about Bouchard. You've got so many defensemen. Does this complicate things for you with Bouchard? now he looks like he can maybe play several games. You just still got way too many defensemen, and you just have to wheel guys in and out.
Well, there's gonna be some stuff comes up during this year, that injuries or fatigue or whatever, you're gonna need everybody. So I think it's a luxury. I know it's hard to divvy out ice time and who's gonna play, and we'll have to figure that out, but it's a luxury to have people that can play, and I think you're gonna find along the way here, we're gonna use everybody.